In this how-to tutorial, I'm going to show you how to use animation at its best. Please know it's taking the basic principles of animation and using it at a much higher level. Let's take a look at some examples. Okay, here one of my students designed an animation regarding a racetrack. So you see 3 cars ready to race each other with cones around. So let's take a look at what this looks like. Okay, so as you can see, we start off with 3 cars. There was an accident that they all automatically got removed, and then finally the race car number 3 won. Let's view this one more time. Okay, so here we get to see an actual little sign here that shows there was an accident, and then it goes around filling in the track and doing the second one. So that was an example from one student. Let me show you one of my favorite examples of animation that reminds me of Disney. Let's take a look. Through this animation you see 4 fish going across to the right, and then 3 fish, and then you're left with 1. So I really enjoy the animation of this as far as movement, as if we're watching a really good video versus stagnant animation of words flying across the screen. Okay, first what I need to do is gather the objects that I want to use. So if I'm going to use a flower and a bee, I need to go into images, whether they're online or in your own database, and locate those images. So here's a flower that I'm going to do. So I'm going to copy and paste this into PowerPoint, and then I need to go get my bee. Now please note, when you get various images, they have to be the perfect image. For instance, this one would be very difficult to cut out his arms and his legs. This one would be a perfect example, and the same thing applies here. This would be very hard to cut around the images. Let's see if there's anything else. This is a little elementary, so I won't use this. This one is a very good one. This one I would prefer to stay away with, as there is a reflection on him, etc. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick, actually we'll pick him, and then I'll copy and paste him and put him into PowerPoint. So now I have two images, but the problem with these 2 images is that when I overlay them, there's a background on the white screen, and if I overlay the flower, it goes into the bee. So the next step in this is I need to remove the background from the flower as well as the white background from the bee. So let me show you how to do that. So here I have enlarged the picture as big as I can. I'm going to double click on it. And then on the navigation bar on the top, when I double click on the picture, I have what's called Remove Background. And then I get new settings. Mark areas to keep, mark areas to remove, delete all, discard all changes, and keep changes. So these are what I'm going to use with my image. So as a reminder, when I remove the background, purple means it's no longer there, and then the color means that it is. But when you look on this picture, there's actually a little piece here that's still purple, and then a little piece here that's still purple, and here still purple. So what I'm going to do is enlarge the picture and see if there's any modifications. Perfect. So now everything that I want is present. So now I click on Keep Changes, and I'm left with this beautiful picture that I have. So now I still have to remove the background on the bee, because when I put it over, you can actually see that there's still a white background. And vice versa, if I put this over, it covers the bee. So we don't want this. So what we need to do is, once again, double click on this, go to the toolbar that says Remove Background, and then go from there. So here, once again, anything that's purple is going to be removed. So let me just take, if I say Keep Changes, part of the bee will be cut off, which I don't want to happen. So once again, I need to double click on this, click on Remove Background, and now I just need to increase the size of the picture. Now once again, it's very important the picture you choose to make the editing as simple as pie. Okay, now there's still a part here that I want. So all I need to do is go up to the top toolbar, click on Mark Areas to Keep, and then I'm just going to outline the body of him, and you'll see the computer adjusts it. Okay, now I click on Keep Changes, and voila. So in my presentation now, I have 2 images that can go over each other. Now please note, size matters. So if you have a bee on top of a flower, this would be proportionally incorrect. So what I need to do is I need to increase the size of the flower to match a realistic experience. Okay, so now we have two perfectly designed images that are able to now do animations. In order to do animations, what we need to do is go in the top toolbar and click on Animations. When I do that, you're able to see various different types of animations located and then expands. Now when I do this, I always like to click on the Animation Pane so I'm able to see the type of animation that I'm working. So the Animation Pane just suggests what type of animations are here and I'm able to adjust them accordingly. When I click on Add Animation, there's various different types of bars that go down. You have Entrance, Emphasis, Exit, and then there's more here. Personally, when you do the animations, I like to either do more motion paths, or you can scroll down and it'll say under Motion Paths, it's called Customize Path. So let's click there. So what I want to do is take this bee, go around the entire image, and then go into the pollen. So let me show you how to do that. So now I need to make sure the picture is highlighted. I go into More Motion Paths, click on Custom Path, and now what I'm going to do is carefully draw around the flower to illustrate him going around the flower. And then I'm going to go around one more time closer to the pollen. And I'm going to mirror him hitting. And then I double click. Fantastic. So here we have actually the pollinization of the bee and the flower. But as you can tell, it's rather quick. So let me show you how we adjust this. In the Animation Pane, we're able to click on Down Click and then Timing. With that comes up a bar that says Custom Path. Now I need to click on After Previous, which means it does it on its own. Whether there's a delay, we'll do maybe a second delay. Duration, I want it to be incredibly slow. And then if I want to repeat, it's up to me. If I want to repeat it twice or 3 times or 4 times. So now let's look at the modifications after we adjust these paths. And that completes the module on animation at best. Looking forward to watching your Disney Pixar created animations. Good luck and enjoy.